what I feel like is, to be an international student, it's like you're a punching bag. Just an example, because if any changes happens politically or financially, or any level of changes, like public health sector or whatever it is, so who get affected easily is us, because we are so in vulnerable state. Not in one way, but in multiple ways. We are vulnerable financially, emotionally, mentally, in terms of like having your family and friends. We don't have it here, because so let's assume someone comes from overseas to this place. You don't just make friends in like a couple of months. You can make friends, but you wouldn't make a friend that has built that trust, that level of relationship, that they can come and help you out. So it takes like years and to build that relationship, and to come to that point where you feel that okay, you belong to this place. So being international, it's not an easy thing, but definitely experience to have worth for. And I would encourage people, whoever are looking forward to come over and be international, go for it.
It's hard.
But then you gotta have this mindset that you'll be like a punching bag, and you can be punched from anywhere.
You
need to be prepared.
Realize all those things. Whenever you're coming here, you need to make your own analysis. You need to see what are the good things of being here, and then what are the bad things of being here, and you'll have to make an analysis. You just can't make your decision based on one single friend who is here and who's saying that yes, everything is good, it's happy and fun. You need to see both sides. Although there are things out here which it's somehow luxury to people out there back in our country, but there are also hard days. We have to work in the same amount. You have to bear and work with the same kind of amount of pressure, So you need to see both sides before you come here.
Yeah, but then contrary to that, what happens is not all people think in that way. That's another thing. Why we don't think in that way? That's another thing. Because what happens is our mind creates this fake reality that whatever we want, why we desire, the energy, the focus goes on that side. And even though that little part of you is like, maybe there could be something, go and check, go and do this, but we still go with that a whole high energy, and we are like, no, that's fine, I can trust this process and I can go on. So I would be like, okay, even though you have your intuition and everything, but always, be conscious and check pros and cons, how things are over there.
Yeah, I think with these people, they just don't want to do a lot of work. They just want to let someone else do the work and just give them the money, and not do your own research and anything, and later on complain that they didn't provide you the right services or they didn't tell you about something. That is your responsibility too, man. I mean, you're going to a different country, you are going to be living there in a completely different world. You have to prepare yourself somehow. You just can't depend upon someone else to do that, and no one can actually teach you that completely. That's the experience I've had. I did my research before I came here, but no matter how much research you do, there is always be that part where you wouldn't understand things, or you wouldn't know things unless you are here yourself and face it yourself. Because again, although the situation is the same for different people, depending on their personality and their everything, it's different, So there's always that part. You have to do your proper research and know everything, so that at least you have the basic idea and you can manage the rest of the things when you come here, right?
Right, absolutely. And also I really want to stress this is one part is like we know, like you said, we wouldn't know those things that actually you are meant to come here and experience, and then only you'll get to know. So be open for that, being opening means when you come here and when you go through this kind of experiences, that could be good, that could be bad, or that could be awkward, but that little thought need to amplify at that time and say you like, hey, this is what I signed up for, and I'm not giving up. So at that time, when you already have that thought process beforehand, what happens is when you face that situation, that little thought would be like amplifying and saying, hey, I'm there for you, and we signed up for this and we're not backing up.
If you like this video, hit subscribe. You can listen to the full podcast in YouTube, Anchor, Apple Podcasts and Spotify.